Nick Duffy here from Nick Duffy Golf and MMG Golf Performance. Here to talk a little bit about distance control with wedges. Whenever you talk about distance control with wedges, there's a lot of different ways to do it. Some people have certain systems of how to do it, whether it be controlling the speed that you hit it. There's other little tactics that kind of knock some yardage off it if you have ones that keep going too close, whether it be just adjusting the loft, length of the club, making sure you have the lofts that fit. I'd say it's kind of the first place, kind of a good place to start is if you are, if you have 4 wedges or even a decent amount of, like say 3 wedges, and they're all pretty good clubs, I would definitely go to a local club fitter or your local coach. Try to find some, say gapping with your wedges. Currently I carry a 50, a 56, 60, and also a, let's say it's probably like a 50, probably more like a 46 degree pitching wedge, all pings. And what I've realized is just making sure to have the right distance gaps between them each. Just sometimes loft alone is probably not enough. Sometimes based upon the head you have, sometimes they go a little hotter. I know mine are fairly hot. The I-500, other ones I have, these glides are pretty traditional, so they're pretty easy to get to go the right yardage. So that's kind of where I would start this whole thing. Making sure you have the right clubs and the appropriate lofts that kind of match in between. If they do not match, then just get them either get the lofts to kind of match up, so you either just bend them, or you go to a good club fitter, get some wedges that are pretty good for you that can kind of use over time, which would be like companies like Vokey, Ping, TaylorMade makes some great wedges now. There's so many good companies. Cleveland's one that's been out for years that makes just some of the best wedges available. So that's kind of where I would start this whole thing, just making sure you have, first off, the appropriate equipment in place to be able to do what I'm getting ready to tell you. All right, so that brings me on to the next subject. So what you want to be able to do from there is be able to find out different yardages at each one of these clubs. If you're a good feel player, you can pretty much just kind of get up to a shot, feel 60 yards, hit your little 60 degree, 56 degree, whatever you may have for that shot, no problem. If you're kind of more like a lot of junior players who I encounter, or your average guy who has to work a lot, sometimes you don't have those stock shots in play or the feel to hit those shots all the time. So you may have to do a little bit of work behind the scenes to kind of help you hit these shots. So what I like for people to do is you take your 4 wedges, you basically get 4 different yardages with each one of those wedges. So then you have many options of basically all these yardages throughout the bag. For me personally, I only really use 9 o'clock 3/4 swings. When we go through this, you'll see kind of the 4 different options. For me, they're just ones that work best. Just a full disclaimer. I struggle with the other 2, 730 to full. They're just 2 ones. I don't hit wedges very well at the yardages, and I've tried it for years. So for me, it's just easier to go with those other 2. So with that being said, what I like to do is kind of the old school clock system for David Pels. His system is one that's, it's stood up well enough over time. It's one players still use kind of in their head. It's a good picture in your head to have. So what his system is basically going from address, you call it like 730, you can say shaft parallel. I kind of like to use it as that. Then you get 9 o'clock, so it'd be left arm parallel. 1030 is what he would call it, I'd say 3/4. And then you got full. So basically within those distances, you have many different, differences of club length going back. You have different distances the ball should be going. Once you get those yardages down, then you could actually write down on a little piece of paper and tape it to your shaft of exactly how far all these yardages go. I know one of the girls I coach, she has that on her clubs at all times. So she gets the yardage out. She's, oh, boom, 56 yards. Okay, cool. That's my 9 o'clock 56 degree. Boom, hits it, and she's got one of the better wedge games that I've coached in a girl, especially. So if you have those different yardages down, and you're very good about just going, boom, 730, 9 o'clock, 1030, and then full, you should be able to get 4 different distances out of each club in each one of your wedges in your bag. Now, being able to do that is going to give you a variety of different shots to have in the course of the day, And then if you tailor little things to take away yardages or add yards to either one of those, kind of yardages you have, it's going to make it way easier. So little things like we're just putting the feet closer together knocks off a little bit of yardage, so you can't shift as much. Choking down the club a little bit more on a certain shot. That's going to make the radius of the club not quite as long. The ball won't come off quite as hot. Maybe opening the face up a little bit. Little things like that can actually add and take off shot yardages as you go through as well. So not only are you learning a few different shots, but you're also going to learn ways to take and add loft or take and add distance on these shots too, to help your game out and help you with some of the in-betweeners. This is a very easy way, or what I'd say one of the simpler ways, especially in a mass communication form, to be able to do yardages. So hopefully this helps you out, and you can take this new advice to your game and help you get better at your game. Thanks. And once again, if you liked the video you just watched, please hit subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, let me know how we did. If there's any subject you'd like for another video, please let me know in the comments. That way I can try my best to get those loaded up for you. Hopefully this helps you out and we can make you a better golfer. Thanks.